Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and it is currently the middle of March, and we've had just the most amazing weather this week. It snowed on like Wednesday, but I was like, oh my gosh, seriously, it was like 4 inches of snow, not that bad. And then it melted within the next 2 days. Today is Saturday, and a bomb cyclone loved to just rip through the area and just deposit snow everywhere. So all the meltage, completely just for nothing at this point, because it's all gonna start all over again. It is crazy out that window. So what else are you gonna do but cook? What else are you gonna do but cook? Today, I have all the ingredients handy for making a carbonara, but I said, you know what, I have some risotto, and I wanna do it risotto style. So I'm gonna make a Risotto Carbonara, which is so easy, so decadent, and it's basically like almost breakfast because it has bacon or pancetta. I'm using pancetta, but you can use bacon. It has eggs and it has cheese. And so I also will add a little bit of non-traditional ingredients to my carbonara, and the Italians will definitely make sure I'm aware of that. I know I am, but it's still, I feel like, my little rendition of this dish, and it has that carbonara flavor that we love. It's a little rich. Well, carbonara should be rich. If anything, this is a little bit richer. But I'm giving you a little teaser. We'll get to the taste test later in the recipe. And also, risottos are one of the easiest things to make in an Instant Pot, zero babysitting, basically no effort at all. You're gonna see how easy this is. Anybody can do this. To the Instant Pot, you're about to make an amazing gourmet, comforting meal to warm you up on a chilly day or to enjoy on a nice warm day. Risotto Carbonara, let's do it. So let's start out with 2 large shallots, and shallots are really just like an oblong onion, and they're really, in my opinion, the most flavorful of all the onions. And we're gonna just dice that up. Moving on. I'm gonna go to my Instant Pot, and I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm gonna give that some heat. So I'm gonna come down to my control panel, and I'm going to hit the saute button, and I wanna adjust so I'm on the more or high setting. If my Instant Pot has a start button, I gotta hit that for the function to begin. If it doesn't, after a few moments of not doing anything, it'll go into the function itself. And after about 3 minutes of our oil heating up, I wanna add in 8 ounces of diced pancetta. You can usually find this in the deli section of your market, right by the fancy cheeses in the charcuterie. However, you can also just use like a thick cut bacon that you just, use shears or something to cut into little strips, like tiny pieces like this. Add that to the Instant Pot. This is a key ingredient to a carbonara. And I'm just gonna saute this for about 8 or so minutes until it becomes cooked, but not necessarily super crispy or anything. We just want it nice and cooked. Alright, and after about 8 minutes of sauteing our pancetta, or bacon, let's take a slotted spoon and then remove it to a paper towel lined bowl. Okay, perfect. And now you see our pot. We got all those juices in there, and the bottom of it might be a bit browned from sauteing all the meat, but we're gonna fix that in a second. Leave all that grease in there because we want to saute those shallots. Let's add them right to the pot. And we're going to saute that in there for about 2 minutes. They're going to fade from that purple color to almost like a very dull purple or pink. I'm colorblind, so let's just say that. And as we're sauteing our shallots, it releases some water and juices, or shallot juice, let's just call it that. And you'll be able to deglaze and scrape a lot of that brown on bottom from the pot from when we were sauteing the pancetta. So try to get some of that up while we're sauteing the shallots. Alright, looking good. Now we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of a dry white wine, like a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc. You don't have to add this if you don't want to, because I'm only adding it to add a little extra flavor to the risotto itself, but as well as to help deglaze the bottom and really clear it up. However, the shallots will release enough juices that you can just keep sauteing it and making sure the bottom of the pot is nice and smooth. 1/4 cup. And now you'll see, immediately, it's like magic. The entire bottom of the pot, any brown bits will come up and it's gonna be completely smooth. You see that? That's what you want here. So I do suggest using the wine. It's nothing like it. You can also use Worcestershire sauce, and that also does a trick, but I wouldn't really add it to this dish per se. However, you could also add in a little bit of broth now to it, a 1/4 cup. Let's also add in 3 cloves or a tablespoon of crushed or minced garlic. You can totally use the jarred stuff. I did, and you can judge me all you want. And we're just gonna saute for 1 minute more. And after about a minute of the simmering in the wine, we're going to add in our rice. For this, it is critical that we use a rice that's called Arborio rice. You see that? Arborio rice. That is the only rice you can use for a risotto. It's very specific because it's very creamy when it cooks. We don't rinse this either. Just leave it how it is, 2 cups. And I just used a regular measuring cup. And just stir that around in the wine and coat everything. Coat all the rice up. The veggies. Lovely. Let it get a little toasted in there. Just for about a minute. Now it is time to add our broth. And I'm going to use 4 3/4 cup of either chicken broth or garlic broth. Use one of the two. You can, of course using chicken broth won't make this vegetarian, but then again we're using pancetta, so I mean, it kind of doesn't make a difference in this case. With risotto, I like to use about typically 5 cups of a liquid to the 2 cups of risotto. And since I used a 1/4 cup of wine, that's where I got the 4 3/4 cup of broth. If you're only going to use broth here, then it's really quite simple. Just add in 5 cups of broth and use a 1/4 cup of the broth in the step where I use the wine to help deglaze. Got that? Excellent. Alright, just give everything a good stir now in the pot. Alright, now we're going to secure our lid. Make sure that we're in the sealing position. Now I'll come back to my control panel and hit the cancel button, or the keep warm / cancel button if your model shares the button. And then I'm going to hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model. I want to go for 6 minutes at high pressure. And again, hit that start button if your model has one. Simple as that. Alright, so while my risotto's cooking, I want to take 3 large eggs, a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and a teaspoon of regular salt, and whisk them together in a bowl. Perfect. Let's move on. And now that we're done pressure cooking, we'll finish this off with a quick release. And our pin just dropped, meaning all the pressure has been released from the pot, and also means the lid will now be safe to open. We'll do that. And oh boy, there's our risotto, and look at that, we want that extra creaminess in there. Perfect. What I want to do now is I want to add in a 1/2 stick of salted butter that I've cut into 4 pats of a tablespoon each, and then just stir that into my risotto because I want it to be super buttery and creamy. Now it's not common to add butter to a carbonara, just like it's not going to be common to add cream to it. I'm adding 1 1/2 cups of heavy cream. It's a lot, but I want this to be really creamy. Just doing it my way. Stir that in. Nice. The risotto is going to continue to absorb, by the way, while it is hot. I'm also going to add in 1/8 teaspoon of ground nutmeg and stir that in. Gives it a little extra flavor there. Not too much nutmeg, just a little bit. Now we'll come back to our control panel and hit the cancel button, and then we'll hit the saute button again, and we want to make sure we're on the more high setting and get that going. Now we're going to add our excellent egg and cheese mixture to the pot. Adding the cheese and egg is really what makes it a carbonara. Now we're going to just stir this for about a couple minutes, about 2 minutes, and the heat of the pot's going to totally cook the egg through. Alright, and after about 2 minutes, I'm going to kill the heat, and now I'll hit the cancel button to turn my pot off. And now I'm going to add in another 1/2 cup of some grated cheese. You can totally use another 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan or Pecorino Romano. You can change it up a little bit. And now I'm going to add in that reserved pancetta. You can also reserve a little bit more for topping if you wish. And now we're going to just stir everything up so it's nice and combined. And there we have it, my friends. Risotto Carbonara. Looking gorgeous. And you can also add more pancetta if you want when you start it. Just double it if you want. Go crazy. Now some people love peas in their carbonara, and if you are one of those people, feel free to add in like some frozen peas, like about, I don't know, up to 10 ounces, 16 ounces, and just mix that into the risotto. The peas will completely thaw and cook immediately from how hot everything in the pot is, so just let it rest for about a minute and it'll be good to go. I'm gonna plate this up now. Okay, there we go, in a lovely square bowl. Alright, fantastic. And you can top it with any reserved pancetta you might have, and voila, risotto carbonara. Let's try it out. Alright, and here it is, risotto carbonara. Let's do it. Look at how creamy this is. It's like a carbonara as a risotto. Is really what it is. It tastes like breakfast. I'm so happy. It's amazing. It has egg, it has cheese, it has pancetta. It is like a breakfast almost in a way when you think of a carbonara that way. It's beyond delicious. It's gonna, if you love a carbonara in general, you're gonna love this. Of course, it deviates from a typical carbonara because I add some butter and cream. But at the end, you get that amazing, same flavor result, if not anything a little bit richer. Speaking of richer, Richard, come on over. Hey, Richard.
It's my turn to show up again.
Yeah, on this snowy Saturday.
Yeah, it's close
in March. Yeah, such how lucky we are. What do you think? Isn't that good?
It's so creamy, rich, indulgent. Feels indulgent.
And if anyone knows Rich, it's a Richard. That's for sure. It's delicious. It's definitely indulgent as any carbonara would be. But, I put peas in that version. You like the peas in there?
Yep.
Yeah, if you don't like peas, just leave them out. It's just...
You have more bacon than I do. Or pancetta,
Well,
whatever.
I have more pancetta because I sprinkled it on the top. I reserved some. And like I said about the pancetta, if you want more, you can double it. You can add another half amount. It doesn't matter. I added 8 ounces. You could add up to a pound. Pancetta's not the cheapest thing. It's about $5 per 4 ounces when it's already diced. So you can use bacon if you want to save a little bit. It's fine. It takes a little bit longer to cook the bacon, but you can totally go for it that way. But this is a hit. This is absolutely awesome. All right, go ahead and do your thing. So guys, in case you didn't know, I've written not 1, the orange one, not 2, the blue one, but 3, the yellow one now, Cookbooks. The yellow one comes out in April of 2022, like it literally in like under a month from when this video is coming out. I have an advanced copy. It is gorgeous. It is all comfort food, but it's done simply. The simple comfort step-by-step instant pot cookbook, just like my other books. Gorgeous step-by-step photos for every recipe. This one might as well be in there. It won't be, but you have amazing risottos in there because I just came up with this one. And guys, thank you so much again for watching. Definitely like me on YouTube, Facebook, all the social channels. At Pressure Luck Cooking, I'm there, or all that jazz. And of course, my website's pressureluckcooking.com. Thanks again, guys. And while this snow just continues to do its thing, I'm gonna be eating this carbonara, and I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy. Amazing.